up, you guys? How y'all doing? I have returned for the final UH men's basketball recap video of the 2023-24 season, and it was senior night, and the University of Hawaii men's basketball team took on the Cal State Bakersfield Roadrunners, which was, ironically, the opponent that gave UH their first win of the 2024 conference season. And just before I get into this, guys, remember, subscribe. That's how my channel grows. I want to keep my monetization status. And also, I may be losing subscribers because YouTube has been kind of like docking subscribers from people's channels. So just double check. Make sure you're subscribed. I appreciate it. If you think I'm worth listening to, or if you just want to see some more of my game reviews or my game show series, just remember, subscribe, and I will post as many games as I can, along with many basketball recaps. Although this is the last one of the season until the fall, anyway. So you'll see softball recaps from now on. So for Hawaii softball, anyway. And as you're seeing, okay. And before we get started, as you're seeing on this graphic here, University of Hawaii men's basketball team came away victorious. It was 74-57 over Cal State Bakersfield. Okay, now that I've given away the score, let's get into this. Okay, I'm going to put up my banner here. That's right. UH wins on senior night. And this one here, it was the final go-around for ESPN Honolulu play-by-play announcer Bobby Curran. I'm going to talk about him secondly. But first, I'm going to talk about the game. That was a game where it had a little bit of everything. And obviously, as I already gave away the outcome, UH won it 74-57. And this one, like I said, it had a little bit of everything. UH and Bakersfield were evenly matched through the first half, but UH went on a significant run first. Now, although Bakersfield was able to pull out a 4-point lead, UH was able to find a way to get back on Bakersfield and take the lead. And once they did in the first half, they were able to lead throughout. And that's why I am giving this game an A grade. I was going to say A minus. I was going to say a B plus or an A minus. But just because it was senior night, I'll give them an A. You know why? Because I thought that they responded well in every sense. Now, at the half, UH had led 40-30, but they were able to close the first half, making 8 straight field goals towards the end. As I said, they led 40-30 at halftime. In the second half, they were able to double up their lead by 20 with a little over 15 or 16 minutes to go. However, this one got a little scary, and I'll tell you exactly why. The University of Hawaii went scoreless for over 5 minutes, and then Bakersfield went on a 12-0 run to cut the gap, or 12-0 run, or a 15-0 run to cut the gap down to just 5 points, 57-52. Fortunately, this Siobhan McClanahan layup that you're seeing here was enough to make the team wake up and be able to pull away. And then, as luck would have it, Bakersfield evened the playing field when they went scoreless for over 5 minutes themselves. And in the last 8.25 minutes, UH held them to one made field goal the rest of the way. So that was a great response, especially when they probably could have won this one going away, because even in the road matchup, they looked a little sketchy down the stretch, but they were fortunate to have been able to pull out a big lead. This time, they pulled out a big lead, but the difference there was on the road, UH looked pretty sketchy down the stretch, like I said earlier. And they saw their double-digit lead being whittled down to as little as 9. But fortunately, CSU Bakersfield couldn't get any closer than 9 points. They cut it down to 5, but UH responded and held them to one made field goal in the last 8 minutes. So I thought that was an excellent response by the University of Hawaii. And at the end of it all, UH honored 6 seniors in Matthew Cotton, Justin McKoy, Bernardo da Silva, Noel Coleman, and Javon McClanahan, and somebody else I'm trying to think of. I had Matthew Cotton, Justin McKoy. Oh, yeah, and also Juan Munoz. I almost forgot about him because Munoz was supposed to have his final season last year, but unfortunately, an Achilles injury ruined his season before it really got started. So the 6 seniors were Matthew Cotton, Justin McKoy, Noel Coleman, Bernardo da Silva, Juan Munoz, and Javon McClanahan. And by the way, also shout out to Noel Coleman because in the senior celebrations, there was a big announcement. I didn't get a photo of this, but Noel Coleman and his girlfriend are expecting a baby girl. And that's great news. And I'll tell you this, if you're about to become a dad, that's great motivation because I've seen it happen in Supercross when guys are about to become new fathers. And most notably, the guy that I can think of was Mike Brown in 2003 when his wife gave birth to a baby boy, Brandon Brown. And as of right now, Brown has several kids. I think he has 2 or 3. But as far as UH men's basketball goes, I think that might be the first time ever that I can recall someone making an announcement like that, especially with someone like Noel Coleman, who's been a really valuable asset to this team. But as far as scoring goes, Justin McKoy led the way with 23, Noel Coleman with 18, and of course, Javon McClanahan had 2 points. And this is what McClanahan had to say about his season overall.
To my next journeys and a lot of learning experiences, but I think the biggest part was just like the people I met, you know what I mean? From you guys, the media, to like the fans, and I really got extended family out here, you know what I mean? Like, and as long as if I impacted Hawaii, I think that's what mostly matters, and I think I did that.
What will you miss most?
I think I'll miss being in Hawaii the most. I think I'll miss being in Hawaii.
What about being on the court? Because I can't remember the last time anybody hit as many buzzer beaters as you did.
I know, it's been crazy. I've shared so many nice moments in here, and I don't know, it's just, I guess I'll think about it all one day and watch all your videos that you post. But I appreciate you guys.
Where do you go from here now? Are you do you feel like you played up to your ability since day one?
I think so. I think I got what I could out of it. As long as I made an impact in Hawaii, I think that was the biggest part, more so than what I did over here.
You feel like you exceeded your ability?
I'm not sure. I think that's up for the fans to debate, and I think I got love out here, so that's all that matters to me.
Yeah, this time the presser was on the court, and this time I was able to get part of an interview with them using my phone to film him. However, if there's another guy that I'm really looking for in the Big West tournament, I'm going to talk about that in a little bit. If there's one guy that I'm really looking at to really help out in the tournament, it's Harry Ruliadef, because as of late, Harry has been putting on a good show, and I think that he's really getting some people's attention. He certainly got my attention too, because I really think that Harry is playing a lot better defensively especially with more Sec out until next season. And here's what Coach Aron Ganat had to say about this.
He was great today. I think he's been coming on, and everybody's had different breakthroughs at different times. Eventually it was going to happen for him. I think the other night today, I'm happy for him. He's got a great attitude. He's got leadership in this program.
And I got to tell you, Harry did really well. I thought Juan did really well. I thought everybody else did. I thought everybody else played really well, at least those who saw the most action. But anyway, with the Big West tournament upon us, I don't know who we're going to face, but all I know is that it's between CSUN or UC Santa Barbara. And quite frankly, I'm hoping it's CSUN, because if it's Santa Barbara, am I saying UH doesn't stand a chance against Santa Barbara? Absolutely not. I just think that I would be a lot more comfortable if we were going up against CSUN. And I don't think UC Santa Barbara has really shown that they're the dominant team in the Big West like they were last season. I don't know if they're down some guys. I don't know if other guys are injured, like AJ Mitchell or maybe even Cole Anderson. But still, I would rather have us go up against CSUN because we have a much better chance at advancing to the semifinals. We got the first round bye. We're already in the quarterfinals. And, of course, if you saw my CSUN video, the guy that they had to watch out for is Deshaun Allen Eikens. Actually, two guys, Allen Eikens and Deontay Bostic, because those two guys were the only guys who cracked double digits. Deshaun Allen Eikens had 34 points in the home matchup. And even when UH is still searching for answers and when they went to face off against them, they actually looked all right until the second half came around. And they probably would have won that game if they started the second half much better than they did. Now, fortunately, CSUN was not able to get the win. They had a chance to, but Bostic committed a turnover in the last 3 seconds, and UH was able to hold on. So I don't know who we're going to face. I'm just saying, frankly, I hope it's CSUN, because we have a much better chance of beating them than we would be beating Santa Barbara. Am I saying it's impossible? Absolutely not. It's just getting a third win over a team is very difficult. I don't care who you're going up against. And I'll say this, the two teams that missed the cut, well, of course, there's 3 teams that aren't going to the Big West tournament, but 2 of them missed the cut. UC San Diego is the exception, because although they finished second overall in the series, they are ineligible for the tournament, so they can't go, which is unfortunate for them. And I kind of feel for them a little bit, especially when they had a season as good as they did with guys like Bryce Pope and Aniwa Tate Jones playing out of their minds well. Because quite frankly, I thought the 2 guys that were going to be anchoring the team were Emmanuel Shamanga and Jerron Brooks. Because obviously last season, we didn't see either one of those guys play well or play at all, because Jerron Brooks was injured. Emmanuel Shamanga was injured too. And then Bryce Pope wasn't really having the season that he probably would have liked too. So now the next thing I'm gonna talk about, you also see it on my banner, Bobby Curran says aloha, because March 9th was senior night, and that was also the last time that Bobby Curran would be calling the UH men's basketball game in his career. And Curran has been a staple in Hawaii sports. And those of you who grew up listening to to the Hawaii sports guys like I did, you do not forget any names like Jim Leahy, Robert Kikaula, Artie Wilson, Kanoa Leahy, who's calling the games now. And you also don't forget Bobby Curran, and of course, his longtime partner, Jeff Portnoy.
I just wanted to state a special thank you to everybody that's here. Because it's been the work of a lifetime for me. This has been a dream come true, something I always wanted to do. I've made a tremendous number of friends, not only with the players and the coaches, and it's been them, but it's with people in the band and the cheerleaders and the coaches' families, two of whom are out here representing Iran right now. And I just feel so blessed to have had this opportunity. And there's been highs and lows, and I wouldn't feel complete without mentioning that win over Cal in Washington was unbelievable. And almost 2 days later, okay, this quickly, wife, son, friends, this is the group. This is my Ohana.
Now, I should know that because back in the day, through my youth and my childhood, Bobby Curran and Jeff Portnoy were the guys who called the games, and Bobby Curran would also travel with the team to call the games as well, while Jeff Portnoy would stay behind because he was also doubling as a media lawyer. And of course, Jeff Portnoy and I we're kind of like acquaintances or kind of like acquaintances or buddies at least, because I, for one, called in a fan phones religiously when Jeff Portnoy was hosting, and the guy knows what he's talking about. I was talking with Jeff Portnoy at the media desk, and he and I are in agreement that this upcoming off season rather, UH basketball is going to have to do some serious Easter egg hunting for some good guards, because if certain circumstances gave Justin McKoy and Juan Munoz another season to play for UH, no doubt they're going to take it. But obviously, with losing 6 seniors and 2 guys that can be valuable contributors on the court, and especially guys like Noel Coleman and Bernardo da Silva, who can certainly help in their front court and their back court, that's losing talent for sure. So anyway, I just want to give a shout out to Bobby Curran and say congratulations on the run. I actually got a photo with him after the game, and I got to tell you, that guy is leaving behind a long legacy. He started in the mid-'80s and called the UH basketball, UH football games. That guy is going to leave a long-lasting legacy. He's like Jim Leahy and Art Ekman rolled into one. And I throw in Art Ekman because he was the voice of Supercross when I was growing up. Art Ekman I'm talking about. Just like how Jim Leahy was the late Jim Leahy was the voice of UH sports until he stopped announcing in 2018. And of course, health reasons have hampered Bobby Curran. Of course, he was a lifelong smoker, and of course, he had to undergo lung surgery to essentially save his life. And the guy knew what he was talking about. And I got to tell you, I'm going to miss that guy for as long as I live. I thought I was going to miss Jim Leahy calling. Bobby Curran is probably right up there at the top, if not a tie with Jim Leahy in my book. Now, why am I not including Robert Kekala on this list? Because I did not watch UH football as religiously as I did the UH men's basketball team. But still, Bobby Curran, kudos on the run. I listened to you for years and years. I still remember when you teamed up with Jeff Portnoy for the post-game show. I would listen every single time. I wouldn't even miss a lot. And that's how I was able to not miss little things and bring it up with Coach Gannat, or even bring it up with or even kind of repeat some of the things that Jeff Portnoy had said when he was hosting fan phones. And And of course, Jeff knows who I am too. And man, that's gonna. It already feels a little different with Josh Pacheco calling the sports now, but still, I think Josh Pacheco does a better job, if not better, or I should say, he's pretty much on the same wavelength, if not better, as Bobby Curran does, because Josh Pacheco is just as energetic. Let me tell you, I've listened to him. You might have heard me. You might have heard me hear him. You might have heard his voice as well when I live streamed some of the away basketball games that Josh Pacheco traveled to with the team, and that guy is freaking good at what he does. Not gonna lie to you. Bobby Curran is freaking good at what he does, and so is Robert Kikala and Jim Leahy when they were alive. So obviously Hawaii sports is losing another good one, but it's okay. Your health comes first. No one lasts forever. That's reality. But still, nonetheless, I'm going to miss that man. But at least Bobby Curran is still alive, and he was honored at halftime. And again, congrats on the run, Bobby. I'm never going to forget hearing you for as long as I live. So anyway, guys, that's all for today. And actually, before I go, I thought I'd give my thoughts on I thought I'd give you a heads up that I am going to include a season in review with the UH men's basketball season as a future video. So anyway, guys, that's all for today. And remember, subscribe. That's how my channel grows. You're going to see softball recaps from now on, and especially with basketball season underway. Will I do a recap of the tournament? I'm not sure. Probably not. But still. Anyway, thanks, guys. Remember, subscribe. Malama Pono, everyone. See you all next time.